Okay, when we last left our Zola project, we were not done. We still have a lot of work to do. And when I started looking at the style here, and I started realizing we've got colors, background colors that fill the screen from left to right, I realized we're going to get ourselves in a little bit of trouble. All right, and I had a hard time finding an image, and I'm going to go something totally different. But for now, we're going to take it from something like this to something like this. Although I'm going to switch the graphic because I hate that graphic. The more I look at it, the worse I feel about myself. So let's get this coding. Now, we're going to have to do several things. Number one, we want to get all these so easy to use. Our store has it all, blah, blah, blah. We want to get that out of the nav. We're actually going to, or out of the header and the banner. We're going to get rid of that. We got to go ahead and give our background color here, maybe even style this a little bit differently, get our buttons styled, and then make sure our hyperlinks down here are readable in the footer. And that's about all we'll have time to do. So let's get coding because we got a lot of work to do. Step one, we want to pull the section with the ID of products entirely out of the header. Now it's going to mess up our grid, but we will fix that in just a moment. So when we have it now, we're going to go ahead and pull it out and we're going to put it before we have main. So there it is. So we moved it out of there. Now, a couple things to point out is this hashtag products does have a grid. So it creates the grid template which does what we want it to. So this actually shouldn't be too terribly bad when we pull that out. So that's the first thing we want to do. Make sure you change that. Save those changes. All right, one of the things that we're going to need to do, this is going to be important, is I'm going to use a background gradient. Let me show you the new image. I'm actually going to do a different image. I'll show you what that looks like. We're going to do this one. I don't know what that's at the bottom, but we're going to do a gradient using these two colors. But we only want it to appear in this section. That means the nav here needs to extend all the way from left to right. So does this. So we're going to have to restructure our grid. So let's do that first, and then we're going to restructure the nav and the discount. So first thing we want to do is go over to the style, and we're going to go down to the hero, and for our grid we're just going to put all nav across. And then same thing, I think we need to do the same thing for the discount. Let's start with the nav first. I'm going to save my changes. Now as soon as I do that, it's going to mess stuff up. So let's take a look at what it looks like here. And right away, Zola's too far to the left, the login's too far to the right. I want to keep the grid lines that are here and here. So how are we going to do that? So what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to take the hero ID, this nav, and we're going to basically style it. The hero, we're going to just give it, oh yeah, we already have a hero nav, so let's see. We're going to make that a grid. So we're going to display it as a grid. So let's go ahead and do that. It comes after, we're going to do it after the hero nav. We're going to go up here, style the hero unit grid. After the hero nav, this is where we're going to, we already have it right here, grid area nav. Okay, so let's add a background color of white. And so for that, we're just going to do the FFF. And then we're going to go ahead and make it a display of grid. And then we're going to model the same grid template columns that we did on our lower grid down here. And so it's grid template columns, and we're going to make it the 1FR, 1FR, and we're going to do just like we did down here. So let's just copy it from there and paste. All right, so that's going to be the same grid template areas. And for that, we're going to do this, nope, not going to do it none. We're going to put in our quotes here. And okay, so what I'm thinking is we have a dot, and then we're going to create a logo. And then we're going to do 2 dots and then do the nav UL and then 1 more dot. So you need to have 6 of these in all because that's how many of these FRs that we did. And the dot on the left, dot on the right emulates the ones that we see down there. And so we're going to go ahead and save our changes. But we don't have a logo, and I don't think we have a grid area of nav UL. So we got to do that. So what we're going to do is look at our nav. It's the hero nav, and we have a header 1, and an unordered list. So we're going to target each of those and stick them in the grid area. So I'm going to type here hashtag hero nav h1, and we're going to give that a grid area of logo. Okay, and then we're going to take the UL, so that's the hero nav space UL, which we already have up there. We already have that targeted. Hero nav UL right here. So we're just going to give our grid area of, oh, what do we call it? Nav UL. Let's save our changes and see if this works. And it's not. Okay. Did I save my changes? Are things slowing down? Let's right click, reveal in File Explorer. No, I didn't want to. Yeah, let's just open it up. Here we go. No, we're still not getting the grid. So what happened? Let me just double check and see if I missed anything. I don't know if the nav UL is what's broken. It may be that we have to add the grid template column. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Just set it at auto. Let's see if that makes a difference. Save my changes. Refresh. Not really seeing it. Okay, I open it up in here and I see what's going on. When I click on the nav hero, the nav ID hero nav, I see hashtag hero space nav has a display of flex. So we're going to change that. That was on line 42. So that was part of the problem. So 42 right here, hero nav display. All right, I'm going to try changing that to grid. Hero nav, save our changes. Justify content shouldn't work anymore. That looks not right either. So what's happening here? All right. So let's just get rid of justify content. Oh, I gave it a display of grid. Well, grid would actually make more sense. Still looks the same. When we hover over it, justify content, that looks a little bit better. This is where we're going to. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. So let's fix that right now. We're going to get rid of the justify content space between. Because now what we have is our UL has the flex. And I think that's going to work there. Let's go ahead and do the next step anyway, and then we can test this out if that's not working. All right, so I think that is good the way we have it. Let's go ahead and get the sign up discount. Let's get our background color here. So we want to make sure we do the background color, and we're going to use the variable -- crimson. And let's see, sign up discount. I think we're going to want to change that one as well. Let's make this one have a display of flex and justify our content in the center. Okay, so we're going to add that as well, display flex. I think it's really good to get comfortable with both flex and grid. I think they go hand in hand. Justify content, center, save changes, hit refresh, and oh no, okay. So I realize we're going to need white color, so we're going to go ahead and give it a color. Well, let's give it a light blue color. Why not? Color, body background. See what that looks like. Semicolon, don't forget. Save changes. Okay, so on the sign up discount, that's this discount. Let's make this also be the full width of the screen. So wherever there's a dot, we'll replace it with the discount. And I'm beginning to wonder if we really needed all those fractional units. I don't want to overthink it. And so let's hit refresh. Much better. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Ooh, these two items, one looks centered vertically, the other does not. So we're gonna do what's called align items. Align items, this lets us choose how we want to take our inner items and align, and it's under the sign up discount, and it's align, oh, it's align self. And I have to do it on here. I think I might have to have it actually do it on the UL, and well, we're gonna find out, aren't we? Align self center. I don't know if we do this to the grid or if we do it to the grid items. I think it's going to be the H1 and the UL needs to be aligned that way. Although it's not that far off. Okay, so I did figure it out. Where we have the grid areas, the nav-ul, so that's hashtag hero nav ul, we're going to do align self center. It's the items that are in the grid where you're giving a grid area where you can align it centered. So it's align self, and we're putting it the hero nav ul, and then we're also doing align self on the hero nav h1 of center, align self center. Okay, so that centers those vertically. All right, what's next? Let's capitalize anything that's bold in the sign up discount. So that was on here, sign up discount in that section. Remember we had the bold tags? So we're gonna just do that right after we did this. So it's the sign up B. And it's just going to be text decoration or text transform uppercase. Save our changes. All right, we're not going to worry about that. Let's just keep moving. I think it's time to test out our background graphic. So we're going to go ahead and add that to the hero. And we also want a background color. So let's figure out which one we want to put where. Okay, so I went ahead and created 3 versions of decreasing size from large, medium to small so that we can throw this in the header as a background image. And so, and as I look here, I realize on my index page, this is tabbed over too much. So I'm going to do a shift tab, brings that nice and pretty the way I like it. I'm going to go ahead and close this. And in my styles, let's go ahead and do this. Now we're going to do mobile first approach, which we haven't done yet. And now it's time to. We have the hero nav sign up discount. It is the tagline we're going to add the background image to. All right, so we're going to do background image and its URL. And now we're going to get the path to the small version. So we're going to right click on here, copy the relative path, which is just in the images folder, so the path looks like that. And let's go ahead and hide that for now. And we're going to save our changes, and then we're going to do a background repeat of no repeat. And then we're going to do a background position of bottom right. So it'll be attached to the bottom of the screen and the right hand side. And then we're going to do a background size of cover, I believe is what we want to do. Let's save our changes and see what it looks like so far. Okay. Oh, we can't. Let's add it not to the tagline. I should have realized. Let's add it to the hero nav up here. Paste that. Save our changes. Let's take a look. Oops. Oh, it's up in the nav. It's not down below. What did I do wrong? Hero nav. No, not the hero nav. What am I thinking? I'm just messing this up all over the place. Hero. Don't want another hero. I just want a hero nav. No, I just want hero background graphic. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up. Okay. Well, a little bit big, wouldn't you say? And that's the small image. Holy cow. I wonder what it would look like if it were big. What if we do contain? Let's see what happens here. Save my changes, hit refresh, and that's what I was afraid would happen. All right, we need a taller height anyway. So let's go ahead and let's fix our grid template rows. Now I did a little search on here. I do not want it auto. We're gonna use a thing called min max. So in here, we're gonna do a series. So we're talking, the first part is the nav bar. So we're gonna do min max. and I discovered about 100 pixels auto. And then that will be for the top. Now I'm going to put this each on their own row, just like we did over here with the grid template area. So I'm going to tab that over, just like we did here. And then we're going to do another min-max. And this is going to be a little bit smaller. We're going to try 80. Yeah, we'll try 80 pixels. And then we're also going to do comma auto. And then the final one is going to be our tagline. And this is the big one. This is our hero unit. We want it nice and big. So we're going to use the viewport height and 60% maximum. Okay, let's see what it looks like now when we hit refresh. Whoa, that image needs to go down more. So we have a problem with our min-max on our heights. Did we set the height on any of these? I don't think we did. We made them all auto? I think we did. So you can fiddle around with these numbers. I think maybe I discovered, let's try this, try 75, see if that's any better. Save our changes. No, it doesn't help anything. Maybe the height needs to be higher on the last one. All right, I'm gonna fiddle around and tell you what I come up with. I figured it out. On the grid template rows, you wanna just set auto for the top two, because just make an automatic height. When I do that and I go over here, those line up just right. That's in the center. This text is going to need to change. So let's go ahead and change the text, and let's align this center, and it'll be a little more readable when we do that. So that would be our tagline. And the tagline, we're going to align our self. So align self to center. And then let's go ahead and change the color to the variable, light blue. Let's try it. Save our changes. Take a look. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The image is bigger than I need it to be. And this is supposed to be the small image. Holy cow. So, we want to fix that one. I can't believe that's hero banner small. And that's so big. It's probably because of the background size of cover. And so let's see what the image itself in Photoshop looks like. There isn't a lot of space on the top. So what I think I'll do is I'll take this part of the image, which I think, nope, I want the cake, that's this. I'm going to make that smaller so that it's a little easier. So Control T. Oh, I'm going to click that, Control T, free transform, and then we're just going to resize that down. Hit enter, we'll try it again. And so this is just a little fix here. So I'll just go ahead and fix that and come right back. Okay, I changed all my sizes. That image looks really fuzzy because I actually increased it. So, all right, this is small. So what we're gonna have to do is, well, I've run out of time. I'm looking at the time I have. All right, so in the next video, I'm gonna just cover making this a mobile first responsive design. So stay tuned for that. It looks like we got one more coming.